Well, hello, friends. I hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Take 5. We are breaking down the series that we started a couple of weeks ago. That series is entitled Excellence, Promotion, and Entitlement. This week, we're just going to discuss how excellence leads to promotion. We'll get into entitlement next week. That's a whole other can of worms that we're going to open up that's going to get pretty heavy. But this week, we're just going to talk about how God will bring promotion into your life when you choose to live and serve and obey Him with excellence, regardless of what's going on around you. Now, we're going to look at Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and the captivity that they find themselves in, the exile that they are in to Babylon, and all the rest of the Israelites as well. But these four guys chose to be different. They chose to set themselves apart. As a matter of fact, I read you a scripture yesterday where the Bible said Daniel distinguished himself above the others because an excellent spirit was in him. He set himself apart. He had ambition enough to decide that he was going to be better than the others and serve with excellence. And because of that, he found himself being promoted. He and the other three Hebrews that I mentioned, they found themselves being promoted because they are serving with excellence. Now remember, I told you yesterday, when we talk about Babylon, we're going to use that to represent the world that we live in and the world systems that we live under. So every time we mention the name Babylon, it is to refer to the political, the economic, the vocational, the educational, and the religious systems of the world that we live today. Those five systems that we have to live under because we live in this world, that's what we're going to use to represent Babylon. Now, there are entirely too many people that think that it's impossible to be sold out to God and thrive inside of these five systems. I disagree. I believe that God knows exactly how this world was going to look, and He is able to bless us and promote us and use us in this world system if we will just give our lives to Him with excellence. Remember, Psalm 23 says that the Lord prepares a table before us in the presence of our enemies. He doesn't have to take us out somewhere and remove us from the enemy. He doesn't have to hide us from the devil or anything like that. Right in the very presence, with our enemies looking at us, God knows how to prepare a table before us, but we've got to be willing to serve Him with excellence. Now, in Daniel chapter 6, we read about how God promoted him under King Darius. This was actually the third king that Daniel had served under. All of this started under King Nebuchadnezzar when he besieged Judah and brought all of these people captive. Daniel 1:1 says, in the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. And when he did it, it was the custom of kings that would win battles to take the spoils back for himself, and this included people. And some of the people that he carried back was Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. He carried them back because he perceived that they had the ability to serve in his palace well, and so that's exactly what he did. And what Daniel and his three friends would soon learn was that even though they were in captivity in Babylon, God was still there with them, and He had a plan to bless them if they would only live and serve with excellence. So point number one for this week is simply this: living with excellence brings promotion because God is sovereign even in Babylon. Listen to me, friend. God is sovereign even in the world that we live in today, regardless of what's happening, regardless of who's in office, regardless of what party is in control of the Senate, regardless of who is sheriff, mayor, governor, or anything else. God is sovereign. Daniel 1:2 said, the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. And when you read that, it lets you know that God was in charge of the chaos that was happening there, because God allowed Israel to be taken captive. As a matter of fact, the captivity to Babylon was God's faithfulness at work. God had been warning Israel for 900 years that if they didn't stop their idolatry, and if they didn't stop their rebellion, and if they didn't stop aligning themselves with pagan nations, that he was going to scatter them among the nations. And he absolutely did what he said he would do. He allowed them to be taken captive. Now, you know, when I think about that, I think about the church and Christianity today, and so many feel like that there's no way we can make it in the world because the world is contrary to us. And that's a fact. The world is counter to Christianity. There's no way to get around it. It is. But I'm not here to tell you we ought to feel sorry for ourselves. What I'm here to tell you is we just need to buckle down and go ahead and live and serve and be excellent representatives of Jesus Christ in everything that we do, at work, at school, at the university, at the market, and all that we do. And if we will do that, God will bring promotion into our life, because even in this world, as counter Christianity as it is, our God is sovereign even in Babylon. This exile didn't happen by chance, and where we are today hasn't happened by chance. God knew exactly what our world would look like today. He knew what the economy would be like. He knew what the political system would be like. If you think that Joe Biden accidentally became president, friend, then you don't know the God that you say that you serve. God was aware of all of these things, and God is using all of these things for His benefit and for the benefit of the church if we will just serve Him excellently. I don't mean to pick on Joe Biden, our president. I'm not doing that, but everybody just keeps saying if we have this guy or that guy or this or the other, or if we didn't have the one that we have. Friend, listen. We've got God on our side. It doesn't matter who else is. We've got God. And if we will just live and serve excellently, God will promote us. And He don't care who's in the White House because He is sovereign over all of them. He is God supreme, and things will go as He says and as He plans. So don't get so caught up in the society of today and think that it's impossible for us to thrive inside of the systems of this world. If you'll serve God and live for God and obey God excellently in everything that you do, God knows how to bring promotion into your life because He is absolutely sovereign, and He will reward excellent living. As a matter of fact, He's looking for somebody to bless, and it might as well be you. Did you hear what I said? He's looking for somebody to bless, and it might as well be you. As a matter of fact, 2 Chronicles 16:9 says, the eyes of the Lord are running to and fro throughout the whole earth, looking for somebody to make Himself strong on their behalf. Hey, friend, why don't you decide, I'm going to let it be me? Well, hey, I've got to get out of here. It's been good being with you today. I look forward to being with you tomorrow on Wednesday's edition of Take 5. Till then, God bless you. Have a great day. Remember, friend, trust the Lord. He will never fail you.